The Indie Council is in session. Welcome, everybody. This is a place for the leading voices from across the industry to gather to talk news, titles, and everything indie. I'm your master of ceremonies, Jill Grote, the Indie Informer, and today, joining the council, we have taking the Down Under by storm, Jenny Wyndham.
Apparently also under witness protection for those of you watching the video.
A lot of things happened while you were down there.
Yeah,
that's all we're going to say.
We don't talk about what happened in Australia. No, the sun is just blaring and I need to get a curtain. But yes, so excited to talk about PAX Australia. It was so much fun and I'm excited we're all back.
100%. On the other side, reminding you to unplug every once in a while, Janet Garcia.
Hello, we live.
Woo!
It's been so long since we recorded. This is our biggest gap since we started the show. So good to be back.
It is good to be back. Also, it's good to be Mike Towndrow because he's concert going and cow befriending.
Hi, cows are good.
Cows are cute, little baby cows.
Yeah.
Big ones couldn't step on you.
Not as soft as they appear.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, they're more of a visual treat. They're so stinky too. So many animals that are cute are stinky is the problem with animals.
I always wonder though, like the Highland cows, like because the Highland cows
they're all like
ones.
Yeah, I think so. Because you can make
just like every time I touch,
because they're basically like yaks.
I'm disappointed.
Yeah,
you know.
And then I'm like, I kind of see why someone thought to make this into a bag. Like, is that making texture-wise, solely texture-wise.
Janet Garcia almost ruined Mike's life right now.
Someone petted this cow and said, wait, this might be a sleigh. Hold on.
Oh, man. From that to indie news, there's really no segue you can go. A lot has happened. We have been, baby. Mike would you like to show off the baby for a second, Mike? As things you can touch that are cute.
Ow!
It's a cat.
That did not want to be on camera.
Yeah. I don't know where mine is.
Her nose are so sharp.
Yeah, it feels like it's been forever since the four of us have all sat down together and been able to talk. We have a lot that has happened to us. The state of our matter of beings are different in some cases. Yeah, no, that makes sense, Janet. Don't think too much about it.
That's okay. The audio listeners can't hear me furrowing my brow.
Let's start with Jenny. Jenny, you talked about PAX Australia. You went. You had a lot of enthusiasm about it. Tell us why. What's going on?
Yeah, well, for folks who are maybe unfamiliar, PAX, we normally talk about PAX East and West, which are based in US. There is also a PAX Australia, which is in, you guessed it, Australia. I was really excited to go because I've never been to either PAX Australia or the country itself. And I got really fortunate and lucky. I connected with folks over at the funding entity there called Vic Screen. And y'all, indie games are funded by the government over there. The economy is booming, like Dredge, Untitled Goose Game, Unpacking, Cult of the Lamb. Like Australia, pound for pound, just releases banger games. And because of the way that the history of games in the country has gone, they used to have a ton of AAA studios. Those all left. And in the wake of all of those AAA sort of opportunities leaving, a lot of people made their own studios. And that's why we're seeing such a thriving indie industry. But we're also seeing it again because of the government funding. They have so much money that just goes to allow devs to do prototypes, to just begin work, begin training and networking. And that support is reflected in how cool the games are there. And just the scene is really, really fun. So just from a fan of games standpoint, it was really cool just to go and be there. The work thing I was doing was just like taking pitches and doing some work for Wholesome Games, doing some panels, doing a keynote. I think it all went really well. And as a personal enjoyer, I got to do PAX Australia, and I posted a thing, and Mike, you messaged me because their PAX Rising is, okay, our PAX Rising is like 12 games, I think. Exactly. Mike, would you like to comment what you saw? Yeah.
Listen, shout out to PAX Rising. A great opportunity for smaller folks to potentially get some free booth space in arguably the country's probably like largest consumer facing convention. Right. To be fair. That said, the PAX Rising area in East, it's very crammed. It's very overwhelming. There is no room to breathe. And you are all just shoveled into like this one tiny ass little rug space. West, it's a little bit better, I would say. Still not great. I saw this Instagram story from Jenny going over the PAX Rising area in Australia. It looks like its own expo hall. It looks like the expo hall of PAX East. I don't understand. So granted, maybe Repop doesn't do PAX Australia, but if Repop could do that for Australia, and sure, things are expensive here in the States. The Boston Convention Center, a lot of money. I get it.
Yeah.
But like, we could figure something out. There's a lot of dead space in the expo hall of East, where it's just like a bunch of tabletop stuff that does. I mean, like the free tables, not the vendors, just the free open tables that don't really get used. There doesn't need to be food trucks inside. You can keep them outside. Like there are options here to make that area more like what I feel like we're all longing for, the return of like the indie mega booth.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was so impressed with how Australia's Rising section looked. I was like floored.
It was amazing. It was really fun to experience. I love like space wise. I would say it took up probably a third of the entire expo hall. It was a significant amount of space. I loved what they did too, because they had their banners for the games, and at the very top they also said like which state from Australia they were from, so you could see like the different regions and how games represented each region. It was just really, really cool. So that was just really fun. And the other aspect that I loved was that so many of these games, because of the cost to go to North America, it's prohibitive. And so the vast majority of games that were there were games that I had never gotten to demo or that had never shown here. And so it felt for the first time in a long time like an event where I really wanted to stand in line to play demos. I was really excited just to be there and like enjoy playing, which has been honestly not the case for PAXs usually now. I usually am like, okay, if I can make an appointment, not really have to stand in line or, get a build elsewhere, that's what I would prefer. And I usually use PAX East and West to hang out with friends and maybe just like kind of window shop a bit more. But I was playing games here because it was just, there's so much to enjoy that we don't have access to. So really, really cool. I wanted to shout out a few titles just to show like some of the stuff that I mostly hadn't seen, a couple that I had seen before, but really wanted to shout out because they just had such great presence. The first game that I wanted to shout out, Mike, you have to get this game. I think everyone would enjoy this game though, and it's called Proximate. The developer's name is Kane. They were so cool just to chat with. And this game is a short horror game where you are only using sonar to navigate. So you don't see anything. There's no like graphics. It's just the UI of a sonar headset and text-based.
Which is how you see Jenny right now.
Yeah, I'm actually cosplaying as this game right now. And you are only using these text commands and audio to navigate I think it's like a submarine where something has gone horribly wrong. Everyone on the crew is dead. Dark, psychological dread kind of horror, not gore. There weren't really any jump scares that I can think of. And I think it's only about an hour and a half. Like there's a timer in the game for you to investigate things. So really great bite-sized game that if you want to experience something, highly recommend it. I bought it as soon as I left the show floor the first day. That's how excited I was to play this game. The other game that I wanted to shout out, it was a little bit rough in the build, but there's something about it. I was like, I really want to keep my eye on it. It's called Apothecary of City X by Lemon Jolly Games. And this was a blend between like strange antiquities and coffee talk where you're supposed to be brewing medicine for these other people who live in a very like impoverished area of a futuristic city. But you're also using like deck building battles with a mech to go out and scavenge your resources. And so there's these two systems, and I'm interested to see eventually how these systems blend together and how fleshed out it'll all really feel. but the atmosphere is really cool. It's very grungy. The illustrations are beautiful. And it's got a little bit of I'd say not in gameplay, but just visually. There was a game a long time ago that was a fighting game that I cannot remember the name of, but it has visuals. If anyone can remember looking at the art, if you can remember the fighting game, please let me know.
Was it like a legit like fight?
No, it was like an indie fighting game. Oh my
Jenny,
gosh, I can see the key art
at the showcase. The food one.
Yes,
with this kind of art. Yeah,
I think so.
Leftovers KO.
Leftovers KO. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. I was like, I can see the key art and I just cannot see the name. But yeah, that's Apothecary of City X. No, it's not out yet. This one doesn't have any sort of release date, just keep on it. Hoya was, I think, my favorite game of the show, maybe. It's so simple on its surface. You play a cube, you roll the cube around, and you gather other cubes to become a bigger cube. And I just don't know how to explain the juice on this game, where you are gathering cubes, you get a little bit bigger, the world gets bigger, but it's like ASMR puzzle meets the visuals of Tunic. Like the rendering style of Tunic.
She said that just for me, by the way, everybody. I'm looking at it.
This game, my brain.
It transported me from the convention floor to a peaceful world where you're just this like little jelly cube rolling around. And it's so straightforward, but just incredibly satisfying to play. I can't stop thinking about it. And I wish they had a demo up because I would just be playing that right now, honestly. And then we have Bits and Bops, which is, I think, familiar to the folks who've listened to the show. We love the Bits and Bops team. It's a rhythm game, very much in the Rhythm Heaven kind of vein. They had the biggest crowd around their booth the entire time. I feel like every time I went there, they had folks. I loved that they had a reveal of a new co-op level where you and 3 other people have to like play in time together. And it's like a 3-legged race kind of situation. Okay. So that was really cute. And then my last shout out is Fudomina. Couldn't quite, trouble with pronouncing it, but this one visually I think can be a little bit rough. It's a first game from this team, but what they're doing in terms of ambition I think is really interesting because they're doing kind of morally gray, like you can do a peaceful run, you can maybe make some choices that aren't as helpful, but your food themed characters trying to fight the mold that's trying to invade the universe. The closest mechanically probably would be like Undertale in terms of you walk around, you talk to characters, you do some side quests. The battles are kind of bullet hell-esque dodging battles. But this one, again, a little bit rougher around the edges, but there's enough here narratively that I think I'm going to keep an eye on and I hope they can stick the landing. There's so many games, but these are just like, five that were my top sort of memorable picks from the show. So yeah, shout out to PAX Australia and to everyone in Australia. They were all so nice. I want us all to go.
I mean, seriously, between you hyping up PAX Australia and the Canada's
the Toronto Games Week. Yeah.
Thank you. And then Janet talking up Gamescom and how we need to go over there for the indies. I'm like, maybe Indie Council International next year?
Wait,
come on.
Is America not the greatest country on earth for everything all the time?
What?
Wait, that can't be right. That can't be right because my American system told me that we're the best. So then how come sometimes I go somewhere else and it's better? Seems like, what a weird coincidence that keeps happening over and over again.
Yeah, let's think about this. Wait.
No, I fear I've said too much. I'm not going to think too much more about that.
Unfortunately, my fear of flying will keep me in this hellhole, so enjoy.
Okay, no, here's the thing. Idea. We all go to Mike's house, we kidnap him, we knock him out, and then you just wake up.
I didn't know you had a fear of flying. Like, is that for real or is this like a...
No, that's a for real thing.
I'm like, is this a share or is it... Okay.
I mean,
thank you for
Canada
sharing.
road trip, we can make Toronto Games Week happen.
Yeah.
That's a drive.
Do you have an interest in in overcoming that fear, or are you like, I'm kind of locked in?
I would
love
to, but it's deeply seated in childhood trauma.
Yeah, you're gonna need some.
I don't know how much I want to reveal on a podcast.
No, you're good. You're good. But yeah, I mean, hopefully you can figure out how to work through that with some help or whatever. Because I mean, I've loved traveling and flying.
I love traveling. I just
a big part of it.
Flying.
Yeah.
That's the issue.
We see Mike just roll up on a boat.
We keep not having that train system that other countries also have.
The train systems are really nice. Here's the thing. When we go international with what we've been saying here right now, do we get back in? That's the question, do
we want? No.
So, skipping to our next segment here. Janet, you had a big life happening going on. Would you like to talk about it?
Yeah, we can. We'll keep it mostly brief though. Jill might have like a game-related surprise that she teased before we started recording, so I'm excited to hear what Jill has for that. But yeah, I got married, so now I don't have to keep saying yay. Thank you. I don't have to keep being like, oh, my wedding. I'm planning my wedding. Now I've already done it, and man, archiving those emails. Ooh, it hit different, y'all.
Yeah.
We went through, and I was like, we don't hear from any of these people anymore. I mean, honestly, though, jokes aside, it came together great. A close to flawless event in terms of it, like the plans going through the way that we wanted them to, which weddings famously have like a lot of things will go wrong and there'll be stress and stuff. But honestly, like, sure, there's the stress of the anticipation of the day, but other than that, we were very lucky in that like everything was pretty much good. Everyone that said they were coming was able to, show up, minus like one person who messaged ahead that they got sick ahead of time. So that's very lucky. The day was super smooth. It was fun. We had a bunch of events around it, like from welcome party to an after party to hitting Universal and Disney with some of my min-max peers, and just getting to like try to sink it in some of Isaiah's family for Universal. It was just really nice to get to also spend some extra time with people, because your time is so limited the day of the wedding, where it's like, Jill, we talked for like
a second.
Maybe like 3 minutes if we add it all together. One of those minutes was us taking a photo, right? It's not a lot of time, but getting to see people on the befores and afters kind of helped like add up those minutes a little bit more, where we really did feel like, yeah, we got to hang out with people and also like see people hang out with each other, which was really fun. And from a game perspective, for people that are, I guess, I'll just say it, a little nosy. I know I'm nosy. There was a lot of games people there, which was cool.
Right.
So like the Min-Max crew was there. But yeah, Jill, I'll pass it to you, because when we were making the seating chart, we were like, okay, where are we slotting Jill? And so obviously you're going to be with like some industry people, but like which industry table? And I ended up putting you with the Min-Max girlies.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can kind of float around. You're very, I see you with the mixers. You're mixing it up. So I'm like, Jill's going to be just fine. But where are we going to, have you situated? So yeah, what's the gaming perspective that you got to the table?
The funny thing about it is that, y'all, Janet's wedding turned out to be a gaming event. It's like the calendar of gaming event. It's like PAX, Summer Game Fest, Janet's wedding was on that list, because it was literally just like industry people no matter where you looked. So you were like catching up with everybody, and like it's so funny how much it was. The only thing that was different was like, so what should I play that you've played? Like I think people actually asked that as a reflective, like, oh, this is where we are right now. But like,
how many games exhibited at your wedding?
Yeah,
how many
world
game
premiere.
How was your PAX Rising booth?
It was definitely I think bigger, less than Australia, but bigger than like East.
It's bigger than East.
So yeah, there was a lot of like really fun. I was trying to sell some games that were coming up like really hard on those. We all talked about like things that I don't even know if that embargoes are up for at the moment, but we were, that's the sort of thing we were all talking about. Like we talked about our favorite game consoles from past, and someone made a really compelling argument for the Wii U, and I'm like, I don't know if that's gonna work out. Actually, one of the weird things,
I'm pro Wii U. Who's the Wii U person?
I don't remember.
Call him out now.
That's fair. It was just me, but later in the day. I don't remember.
I made an argument that Fatal Frame was the best game for Wii U because it's got that camera feel. But another really fun thing was I got to meet people in chat. in real life.
Yeah,
like my chat people.
Yeah,
I'm like,
I had
that's cool.
Yeah, like I don't know if these are the same people, but I had my my Twitch moderators are also like kind of just friends of mine at this point, and they were there, so it's cool. Like I had my mod team there. I think the whole mod team was there. Now that I think about it, yeah, it was. So that was kind of just cute to have you know those people together and get to see them. Who I think all of them I have seen in real life before, except for one of them. Ash it was my first time meeting Ash in real life. Yeah. But other than that, I've been able to catch people at different events and things. But yeah.
So great first like inaugural kickoff for this event. I'm excited to see what you do next year.
I'm excited for next year's wedding.
Yeah. It's funny that like had to have all this vendor information, and I'm like, well, I don't make events, so like I can't. I like their DJ a lot. I'm like, I don't think I'm gonna see her maybe ever again, which is like a little bit of a bummer. But
listen, Kelsey and I had 3 weddings. You can make it happen.
Make it happen.
Yeah, you can just keep. You can keep getting some the DLC of weddings. You know, we still have the top of the wedding cake that we're eating through. This is like the last week we can have before I'm like, now it just feels old. Now it just feels like we're eating an old cake. But and they're like, oh cool, second wedding.
If I may ask a question, Jill, you said you did some photoshopping here. What the hell happened to me and Jess?
Yeah, I'm like, what
okay.
AI is?
I'm gonna throw someone under the bus right now. Blessing at Aoya Jr. What were you doing with this? Blessing. Yeah, with this picture, because what happened, like we made it very clear that the point of the picture was to get the picture on my screen, and what Blessing ended up taking was some kind of like absolutely like almost black thing. So like this is the original picture that I had up, but it didn't show up. So I took the picture and
that's so funny.
Like put it as a sticker.
You placed the
above
picture on top.
phone.
Yeah.
Do we know if this was pre pants ripping with Blessing or post?
This is
pre pants. Yep.
Yeah,
but I would understand if there was the panic of trying to hide ripped pants, but
he did his little breakdance thing on the dance floor, which was also when I realized I like forgot, because I have, obviously I have family there, but just like my friends there, I don't always like see all those family members, hang out with them, blah, blah, blah. And it was funny because he like did the breakdancing, and then right after, my cousin Alex also broke dance. How do you past tense breakdance? He did his breakdance routine, and then I was like, I forgot that Alex could breakdance, so it was just kind of like, yeah. So yeah, it was really fun.
Right, and that I wish I could. That photography session ended in every single team.
Where is that photo? Who has that photo?
I don't know who has.
I'm gonna try to hunt it down. I don't know whose phone it was on. I'm gonna send a thing to everybody. But yeah, no, it was really fun. I wish I could sit here.
Content that Janet had ever been on was included, and we were all fighting over her. I think I grabbed her veil.
Podcast. So, but yeah, it was really cute to have everybody there. But at least from obviously who all was there. There's people I've worked with that couldn't make it, or we didn't have space for, or whatever. But a lot of outlets and groups represented in that. But yeah, I wish I could sit here, and I guess it would be really negative if I did, but I wish I could sit here and say, you know what, save your money, don't do it big. I wish whatever. I gotta be honest, I would totally go back and spend all that time and money. It was like very worth it for me and us personally. It was just great seeing everybody. That's like really why we wanted to have it. So it was awesome to connect with people, and again, to bring back to games, a lot of those people are people that I've gotten to meet through my job, which is really cool. I mean, I think an unsung privilege of this industry is that by and large, I would say percentage wise, you make more friends from this kind of job than you do most jobs. I think for a lot of people, they might like their work, and maybe you do, you have your work friends, work squad, but I think unfortunately, I think it's the benefit of having a job that's very passion oriented. Unfortunately, those also don't pay that much usually, where you get a lot of people that, because they have a passion for this, it also means that you have other like commonalities, personalities that mesh. So yeah, it's so cool to have those people come through, and yeah, definitely getting more juice out of it by adding events before and after, I think would be a big recommendation. I have to anyone listening who's kind of worried about oh my God, I'm spending a lot of money to see people for like 2 minutes. I think maybe we would have felt that way if we didn't have all the other stuff surrounding it. Again, that's more time and maybe more money as well. But we really enjoyed how it turned out. And now I'm done. And now I rest. I feel like Thanos. So I'm very excited to be back and gaming again.
And murder half of
as a married person. I'm like, whoa, like the way of the controller, it's like very slightly different from the wedding band or whatever. But we're working it out.
Yeah, I think Jenny could also attest to this. I was severely so bummed I couldn't make it.
I know.
It was just like
looking from afar.
Well, we have photo evidence that you two did make it.
Yeah, that's
true.
It's true.
Great to see you guys.
I will say selfishly also, it worked out perfectly because Janet's wedding was also the same weekend where Sleep Token was in LA. And me and Kelsey were like, yo, we're fucking set. But then money.
Yeah.
Or didn't happen.
Totally.
Money.
Well, speaking of things that did work out very well, the 6-1 Indie Showcase. It happened some time ago, but we actually haven't kind of sat down and talked with you and had
a ceremony of showing games.
Yeah, if you will. How did it go? How do you feel about it?
Yeah, it went well. Yeah, it was a chaotic. So we call all of our showcase eras like showcase cycles, like from pre-production to final execution. This cycle, just to put it like plainly, and like everything went great, everything worked well, everybody was so lovely as always. Probably our roughest one yet in terms of just like kinks in the chain and just like weird little production struggles and scrambling around a little bit. But no, overall it went well. Reception was crazy. As always, that there was that Vice article that popped up that completely blew us away of like just shouting out 6-1 Indie and the importance in the industry, which is very weird. Yeah, no, all went well. I will say this is probably like a deeper conversation or a deeper topic about showcases in general and like the breadth of showcases and how many things are constantly happening in the industry. We didn't like publicly say it yet. We're not doing September again next year because one of the things that made this one so tricky was unfairly, I would say on our end, asking developers to like do new trailers or do like trailers and whatever for us, while they're also trying to scramble for PAX West or Gamescom or TGS or whatever it may be. It's such a rough period. And we were able to see that in the numbers as well. Like the May showcase, numbers wise, still like both did very strong, but like numbers wise, May did a lot better than September. And I think that's just a credit to like viewership wise, there's Future Game Show, there's the Mix, there's all the other Gamescom show happenings. There's the ramp up to Tokyo Game Show. So like, next year we are, again, we didn't publicly say it too much, but next year we're just focusing on May. And also, Mike just needs sleep.
Yeah, sleep's really good. Sleeps. I want to shout out. You shouted out this article. I want to read at least the headline of it. From Vice, it says, "Here's why the 6-1 Indie Showcase is so important for gaming. 6-1 Indie Showcase is yet another reminder of what makes indie games so awesome and why we need to keep them front of mind." So there you go. Cheers to that. You're keeping that's why you're on the council. You know, we're all trying to keep
that's why these bags on the eyes are also on the council. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's.
But I feel like that's kind of like your like aesthetic, though. You know what I mean? Like when does I feel like you're like, ooh, sleep deprivation, energy drinks. It's like, oh, I might. You know what I mean? Like there's just.
Hey, there was a couple days last week. I was off the Zoa, strictly doing tea.
Okay.
He's so good.
This is like at the end of Constantine, spoilers, where he's chewing the gum instead of smoking the cigarettes.
Yeah.
So
thank you for the comparison.
Yeah.
yeah. Always front of mind.
Listen,
you and John Constantine.
I canceled my Amazon subscription for my Zoa 12 packs, my bi-weekly Zoa 12 packs. This one just showed up. It happened. Listen, after this case, I swear I'm done.
He swears.
One last.
Doesn't have a problem. He put it down
with Okay, Duck Detective.
Yeah.
There's also a hot scoop here. The Liquid Death apparently coming out with some energy drinks next year.
Ooh,
so,
interesting.
Okay. There we go.
I hope the can looks different enough so that I'm not like, man, this water is so spicy.
The spice in the water.
Also, I think you said it, but just to double check. So is May going to be the only one, or is there still like what's the 6-1? And maybe you guys are still solidifying. So
no, we kind of solidified things actually during SGF. Kyle and I were talking about it a little bit, but we have our 2026 solidified. There is something else that has taken the place of the second showcase. We just haven't talked about it yet.
Ooh. Okay, cool. But yeah, I think that'll be good. Definitely, I think the thing you have, not to be like, I don't know, all parenty or whatever, but the thing you got to watch out for is that you're not decreasing that part of work and then stuffing more work in the slot that the old work went in. But that's between you.
That's what he's doing.
And your household, your cats, your wife. That's not my business. I'm just saying, as an outside observer, as a fan of the show, throwing it out
PD
there.
back there is nodding. So
yeah, he's fine. But the second thing that we are adding, in theory, we'll see how it works out in practice. It should be a much lighter load than having a third
but honestly,
I think production a year.
I think scaling back is good in that besides the, like human benefits, I think it'll like provide more clarity for people because I think we've all talked about, obviously we have a bias towards you because you're on the show and stuff, but like even that aside, we've talked about how many showcases can be out, and even from like the big three, right, of Nintendo, PlayStation, Xbox, the idea of like, wait, what's this one? Is this one the more important one? You kind of end up weighing these different ones, and I think just having it like, hey, this is the, whatever you guys, if you have like a tagline for it or not, but it's like, this is the one, there's only this many of them, and this is like the one to check out, instead of like, wait, when was that? I think that'll add some extra oomph to it too.
Yeah, I think that kind of messaging around this previous May 1, how we kind of messaged it as like we were the kickoff to like the summer season, that really worked in our favor, and spoilers, is going to be around the same window. So yeah, that just kind of helps boost the importance of it, and hopefully, I mean, the original reason we added a second showcase is because we deal with fucking like 2.5K submissions each time.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Well, we have a second showcase where like the later half of the year games could be in the fall showcase, so we could just focus on the other half in the earlier showcase. Right. But yeah, it just helps with just like you said, the importance of having a singular major showcase a year, and then of course the awards at the end of the year, and then hopefully this other thing in the middle, being something a problem that we've all pointed out that we are going to attempt to alleviate. There's your tease.
Oh,
like that was the whole thing.
Like all of us, like us here in the show that we all pointed out?
I feel like every indie podcast has had a grievance with something.
There's too many games, so we're putting them on a pit. Not to confuse with ball pit, which is also coming out.
And we've thrown balls at them. That's weird. I do want to shout out very quickly just a couple of like showcases that are happening this week that are just like
tomorrow's crazy.
Tomorrow, yeah, wild. I want to shout out, well, technically today when people are watching this, Galaxy's Gaming Showcase at 3 p.m. Eastern, which is 12 p.m. Pacific, which is real time, West Coast, Best Coast time. Ghouls for Games is coming. I can't remember if that's Thursday or Friday.
I think it's also Thursday.
I think that's also Thursday. And then we've got DreadX's Indie Horror Showcase, which I'm very excited about. I believe that's 10 a.m. Someone double check me on that, but it's all going out. Yes, it is. It ends by 10 a.m. because y'all should go see it. I'm very excited about some things that I know are going to be there. So I'm like, I'm probably okay. I'm probably okay to talk about it when this comes out, but I want to be careful about that.
And on top of that, there's a Kirby Direct for some fucking reason.
Yeah.
A Kirby Direct.
And not just a Kirby Direct, another Kirby Direct.
Another
one.
Yeah.
Apparently like an hour long.
For 1 hour.
That's like, wild.
Kirby just on screen eating things.
This has huge I think we've all worked those jobs where there's one person who's exempt from what everyone else has to do, right? And Sakurai is that guy. And I'm not saying he hasn't earned
let him
it.
Do whatever.
I'm not. Yeah, but like this is clearly like I would be there like they won't even let me show my game, and Sakurai gets 40 hours off this game that's a sequel to a game on GameCube that people thought was fine. Again, heard good things about Air Riders, and it's not indie games, so we're not going to talk about it, but it's like, relax. People are acting like this is his magnum opus is Air Riders. And it's like, what's going on? I feel like I'm going crazy. Yeah. But yeah, that's there if you want to watch it.
Sakurai, the Kojima of Nintendo.
Yeah.
He really is
honestly,
the Kojima of Nintendo. Yeah. Yes. Yes, because the way people were like, oh, I love you, Sakurai. And look, I like Sakurai too, but like in a respectful, regular way. And I'm like, Sakurai's not going to pick you just because you're like, actually, I'm excited to hear about his game. Shut up. No, you're not. No, you're not. I don't buy it.
He's going to be my best friend. Don't you dare talk about it.
Also, I double checked the Indie Horror Showcase, and it starts at 10 a.m. PST.
Nice. Good for me. I remembered. On top of all of that, I'm watching the socials. I'm seeing what's going on. Mike Tandro. How you doing over there at
I'm so tired.
We are teasing something there is a tease happening. Look at this. How do you get this S so small? You know, how do you make it backwards?
I Googled creepy text generator.
Ooh. So it's
and I
creepy.
Copied and pasted.
For everybody who is audio listener only, we've got a creepy little PD red looking at us like it's been drawn in blood. And it just says soon backwards with the 61indie.com/publishing link here. So something's happening. Something's happening soon. I feel like feel like this or news.
Yeah, exactly.
What if that is
our debut
literally
game,
the announcement? Yeah.
Hey man, it wouldn't be the worst indie game I've heard, but it'd be up there. It'd be up there. We're talking about it.
So
like, how do we say this? What Noon's X-Fit? What is this?
But things we can talk about. The Steam Next Fest just ended. And I think all of us had some fun things that we played there.
I slept through it.
I'm so jealous you did.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I can't.
Could I throw a stat out there from PR Land?
I would love to hear a stat from PR Land. Let's go.
As far as we can tell, maybe Jenny could fact check me here a little bit. The largest in volume Steam Next Fest that there has been, with 3.6K games involved.
Yep. For real.
And I don't mean to drop that stat in a positive light.
No.
It's
so many games. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just like,
and respectfully, a lot of stuff that didn't need to be on there, you know? There's a lot of I came across 2 goth mommy games. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
People want that. I forgot. You gotta give them what they want, Mike.
I forgot what AAA level things.
Hey, as long as it's not an AI generated goth mommy, that's fair game.
Listen, that's fine. Honestly.
Like, at this point, I'm just hoping she's made by somebody.
One of them was Grow a Goth Girlfriend, and another one was like Goth Idol Mommy or something, where she just leans on the side of your monitor while you work. And
I hear those like semi-porny golf games are like really not very good. Now, who do I know is actually playing them? I have some follow-up questions for these people I podcast with, but I don't know. The streets are talking, and it's not positive.
I would say on the opposite end of the spectrum, like respectfully, does Warhammer need to be in Next Fest? Warhammer is fine, you know. But yeah, 3.6K.
Yeah, I guess I mean that kind of goes back to like we don't, you know, they don't really like do a lot of interviews, right? But I'd be curious to know, like, from Steam's perspective, / like Steam leadership, whoever does like the subdivision that is part of influencing these fests, like what is the goal, right? Because I think we have what we want to happen, right? Which is like finding new games to be like, ooh, I want to play this when it comes out. But like, I don't think that's their only goal. So, you know, if their goal is to like generate more sales, then I could see, again, I wish it was more, because I'm a hippie, I'm like, how do we like get art out there more? And they're like, we're trying to make that money. What do you mean? You know, so
right.
Again, not justifying it, but just kind of, I think as Next Fest has increased in popularity, they said everyone's gonna be looking at this, and we want to make sure, even if they don't even play the demo, they see Warhammer, and boom, now we're talking about Warhammer. So they won, Mike. They got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think from my understanding, the goal of Next Fest, while we go into it looking for like indie games, we look for, you know, the unseen sort of gems. The goal of Next Fest, I think, is literally what are the next best games coming out, and can the general public play them? And so like, I think for the average consumer, I could see them being more interested in a Warhammer, because that's like probably more representative of the population that uses Steam. But again, I agree with Janet, where it's like, our goal is very different from, I think, the average user's goal when they go into these festivals. Yeah. But
we need to change that.
Well, we need like, maybe like a third-party filter system could be fun. Like, remember with that one site, I forgot the name, but they said we're fixing the eShop, and everyone got mad because they were like just mainly dunking on visual novels. So like, what if that, but for good?
Right. I wonder, because not all indie games are tagged indie, I don't think, which is a fault in terms of like what you could potentially do. But in theory, you could probably filter for like indie. Like, the filtering of Steam has improved quite a bit, to the point where you can, like, if you're looking for something specific, you probably could find it. It's just really hard for us when we're all kind of like, we're looking for anything and everything genre wise. So I think
would also
it's a special problem for us.
Yeah. Well, I would really like
stuff. Yeah. I just want
we just need a sicko tag.
Sicko category. I would like all my wish list stuff to show up because they have a special wish list like carousel.
Yeah, or the opposite, right? I'm like, what's not on my wish? Because it's like, I already saw you and I thought you were cool. Who haven't I seen? I'm gonna do a lap around Val.
But I would like to play them if they're like the first time that they
totally.
Yeah.
Well, you're looking to play games, Jill. I'm looking to look at games. So that's
we
we're not the same. I'm like, I'm gaming with my eyes, Jill, and you're gaming with like your hands. A whole different thing.
A whole different thing. Let's talk about the games that we gamed with our hands. There is a very unusual thing happening here. We're all three of us who have played demos agree on one particular demo. Who wants to jump in on Slots and Daggers?
It's a banger.
It's a banger.
It's really, really good.
It's literally dangerous how hard. Like, it's one of those things where I jumped into it. I didn't know a lot about it. And I had this whole list of like 50 demos I was trying to get through. And I ended up playing this demo for 3 hours. I kid you not. And then I went over to Mike's stream on Friday and I watched him play it because I was like, I want to see how he does.
Jill
gaming with your eyes.
Jill very much caught me in the trap of like, oh yeah, this is gonna be a next stream where we play all the demos. It's gonna be great. And all of a sudden it was like an hour and a half, 2 hours of like, hold on, just one more.
This is a Slots and Daggers stream now.
Oh my gosh, it's so good, y'all.
I guess for folks who haven't, maybe we should explain what it is because we haven't talked about what this demo actually entails or what this game entails. So this is a slot machine retro fantasy roguelike. I would probably, that's like the most concise summary. It's pixel art. The UI and the entirety of the screen is just like you're looking at a slot machine, and kind of like Balatro or Clover Pit or any number of these games that are coming up that are mixing sort of this like slot machine genre or card plus a game genre.
The gambling genre.
Gambling fantasy games. I don't know what to call them. You basically equip different attacks or actions to the 3 slots you have available. Eventually, you can expand to more. You can purchase them with the slot money that you get, and then you combat enemies. And it's just like constantly battling just different enemies and then creating different builds of actions in your slots to get even stronger. You can get power-ups. Again, it's very similar if you've played Balatro just mechanically and how you strategize around it. But this game, the juice on it is incredible because every sound, every button click feels good in your brain. And part of me is like, man, I'm thinking like, what dark patterns are at play here just to like get us in? But it's great because you're not spending any real money. It's just time. And it's really, really fun. This is a game that once it comes out on the, what is it?
24th, I believe.
24th?
Yeah.
In 2 days.
In 2 days, y'all. Prepare yourselves. You're not going to play anything else.
Yeah, I'm going to lose time. It's incredibly fun.
We have to finish Ball Pit, though.
No, we're done.
That's
Slots and Daggers just
like
murdered it. I am into this. And it's like every single option like you have little mini games, so you are actively doing something. Like it's one of the things of Clover Pit which didn't hit so hard for me because in Clover Pit you really are just like pulling the thing. But for this, when something lands on like the big sword, you have to hit a meter that hits directly, and if you don't hit it correctly you feel so dumb. But if you hit it at the top and you get that crit, you're just like, I'm great, I'm a warrior. And same thing with like there's a magic spell that heals you. There are so many different ways to mix everything around. I played a coin run, which was a lot of fun. I was like, I was getting that money. And then there's a slingshot that does more damage the more money you have. And I was murdering people like you wouldn't believe. And it's so good. And then all of the people that you're fighting have different things. Like some of them are purely going to hit you with melee. Some of them are like magical, so it doesn't matter how much shield you have, you're going to get hit. Some of them, every time, they start out with like they hit you 2 times, but the first round they only do 1 damage 2 times, and then it ramps up to like 5 damage 2 times, and it ramps up to like 15 damage 2 times. So if like you don't kill them very quickly, you get to the point where they can hit you for more like damage than you've ever had in your entire life. And you really, whenever you get to a person that you cannot overcome, you really just want to get them. Like, unlike other games, a lot of the time when you like fail, you feel bad and you feel kind of like a failure. In this, you just want to jump back in and be like, okay, I've got it. I've got it this next time. I know I've got it this time. Like, I don't know how it manages to do that, but it really, really, it does a great job.
Mm-hmm.
I echo everything Jill and Jaden just said.
Yeah.
Dangerous video game.
Very dangerous. I'm so excited for it.
Too fun.
Also, I love the little Eggman, and I kind of want to get him.
I know.
Oh my gosh,
plushy
yeah.
Eggman.
Can I ask a quick question?
Yep.
So I do think that sometimes it gets a little tired pitting games against each other because like multiple games can exist. Sure.
Yes, this is better.
That being said, yes, thank you. That versus like ball pit, like all the pits, like is this kind of? I guess I feel like here's the thing from at least my perspective, and maybe y'all disagree, in which case totally bring the other games that you think are like in that level to the table. But I feel like since Balatro, it's like, wow, Balatro was awesome, and then all these other games are like pretty good. And there's kind of been that feeling of like, what's going to be, like, is this kind of the one that we've been waiting for of the like, oh, this is like really something special. Well, the other ones, again, they're not bad games by any means, but they're kind of like, oh, this is cool. And then you're sort of, but this one sounds like it really has its hooks in all of y'all in a way that feels different just from hearing you guys talk about it. But am I clocking that right? Or do you feel like,
We'll talk about it more later, but I think this and Ball Pit are the two that are really standing out.
Yeah. I think
like Ball Pit, I think, is also incredibly special.
If you're the kind of person that finds Ball Pit challenging in just its like the way you're trying, like, okay,
yes, too hard
I'll say,
for me.
yeah, this might be better.
Pit.
I'll say Ball Pit is really a Vampire Survivors like, and this is really a Balatro like.
Yeah, I guess it's also true.
Or like Luck Be a Landlord. I feel like this is like, if you like Luck Be a Landlord, this is comparable. I think this again, I only played this, I stopped at about 15 minutes because I was like, I know.
Jenny,
already.
You're so strong.
No, I was like,
for hours.
This is going to be a day one. We know that I'm going to lose to this eventually, but I think
did you get poison? Did you get the poison dagger?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
I'm okay. I'm okay with that.
I think this has definitely stronger than Luck Be a Landlord. I think this is stronger to me than Clover Pit. Both of those are also very fun games. I've spent a lot of time with them. 100%. I think for me, Ball Pit is only higher because I've played it more. I think this could have the depth, though. If this has the depth, I think it does have the legs to like stand on its own.
Yeah, I think, granted, we're basing this off a Next Fest demo.
Yeah.
Speaking of the depth, I think Ball Pit having the addition of the city building aspects that affects your runs, that really plays into that depth that is kind of required for these games to hit. Versus like Jana at the beginning of the year, we were talking about, I feel like now there's so many word Scrabble like Balatros, but like the one we were talking about at the beginning of the year, where like, yeah, it was good, it was fun, but like, I think after we talked about it on the podcast, I didn't go back to it.
OMG
versus
words.
Maybe.
Yeah, probably. Anyway, go on.
Not word outro, but there's
it might have been OMG words then, which was better than word.
It was.
Well, actually, shoot, was word. Actually, just keep going. There's too many words.
Whatever.
Mix them all up.
That being the point.
The one I like slightly more than the other one. It's like.
There's
yeah,
word
outro I actually liked a little bit more than. Okay, Wordigo, I do not vibe with that. No shade of Wordigo, but actually light shade of Wordigo because I didn't really like it that much. But word outro, I put word. It goes word outro, then it goes OMG words. Then Wordigo is kind of down here for me, where it's like I just kind of was like I felt like you were word outro, but like with more going on. But then like anyway. The point is, we're in it.
To your point,
we're in it.
Those were good, like surface level good. Whereas Ball Pit has that additional depth where I think Slots and Daggers feels like it could have as well.
Yeah,
with like
it does look really cool.
You look at this modifier screen right here, where like you can really affect like your overarching runs and the
vibes feel very strong. Like kind of like looking at it, I never went back to the full build. I'd like to, but I got really into Backpack Hero when I first played it because it had that fun combo of like retroism mixed with like a more modern game genre, and Slots and Daggers seems like it's kind of hitting that as well. So yeah, excited. I'll check this. This will be one that I'm gonna pull over for, where I'm like, we can't make any more stops because we were picking up all these word games, but I'm like, you know what? Slots and Daggers on the side of the road. Let me make a quick stop real quick.
Like, I cannot emphasize how good this one feels to play. Like, it just everything feels so good in your brain, and just I'm surprised I stopped at 15 minutes. Honestly, I'm impressed with myself.
Yeah, for real, it's impressive.
Also, a quick shout out to Games Under 5 Hours, this Steam event. We're digging into it during the stream.
Yep, shout out,
dear villagers, shout out.
Yeah, let me pull that up for myself.
Yeah.
Okay. More games to look at that I'm not playing.
Yeah, just more games to not.
Yeah, I just want to look. I just like to look.
Like these bundles?
Well, people talk about window shopping all the time, which is honestly, that's like my I have a dream of doing a Next Fest, which I don't know if this is copyright infringement. It might be, of like a Next Fest, but like whether it's for me or for multiple people, we set up like different stations, and then you have different demos so you can feel like you're in a physical space.
Yeah,
but you're like playing the Next Fest demo.
I feel like we're back in 2020.
Yeah. Yeah, like kind of like I want to throw a pandemic core kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want that back.
That'll be your next wedding.
Yeah, 2026 wedding.
Yeah,
like,
get me to the
E3
the E3 virtual space.
Take
you
me
know?
back. I actually love the
virtual space was so
I love the nostalgia. But you know, there were a whole bunch. There were 3,000 demos for Steam Next Fest, and we just talked a lot about Slots and Daggers. So let me very quickly shout out a couple more that I really like. And if you want to check out more, I actually do have a list on theindieinformer.com. But the next one I want to shout out is, and for this, the actual name of the demo is so funny because they have added a whole nother line to it. So I'm going to bring this up, and I'm going to share that. Yeah. So for the name of this game demo, it's the demo of the remake of the end of the greatest RPG of all time. I am so ready for this whole game. It's coming sometime in 2026, so I'm very excited.
And can I say thank God for that?
Yeah. That it's coming in 2026, so you don't have to hear me talk about it anymore.
No. So I have time to play it.
Yeah. So many things are getting like the delay treatment around this time of year, and I'm sort of like, I'm actually very happy a lot of the time because I'm like, good, get out of here, get out of the busy season. The remake of the end of the greatest RPG of all time is a play on an RPG. It has that nostalgia factor that someone is treating this game with very great care, and they are remaking it. There is a like in real life sort of storyline to developers making this game and what it means to them, and like financially and emotionally, and what their future involves. But also in game, there's a lot of like interesting kind of little secrets and things. So it gives me very like Tunic vibe, because it does have the booklet that, if you read through it, will help you in the rest of the game. It will give you hints as to like, so at one point it's got like, here's an attack for this, here's an attack for fire this, but like half of it is broken. So you're like trying different combinations of like, how do I get the fire thing to work? It's going to be so cool. Or like you run into a situation where you have to have the right answer in order to get through, and the right answer, if you just happen to be browsing through the booklet, it's in there. But if you didn't, you can't go any farther, you know? So it's got all this really cool time. It's skipping time even within the game itself. So you're going back and forth between like all of these party characters, because it's the remake of the end of the game, have known each other, and they've had all these amazing things happen to them that they reference, and like betrayals that they reference that you have no context for. And then you jump back into the past where these things haven't happened yet, and you like are starting to feel with the characters, and you're like, I've only known you for a second, but like I'm so glad you're not dead now in this era. Like So it's a really, really fun, kind of interesting thinking game, as well as a fun RPG game. I love the combination of those elements. And then the next one I mean, you've heard us talk about this before. Love Eternal. Love Eternal was up as a Steam Next Fest demo. I think this is the first time that the public has been able to get their hands on it. So if y'all didn't check this out, please go check it out, because it's so good. It plays well. It's got a very weird psychological horror storyline where you're not really sure. It's very surreal what's going on and what's going to be happening. But I have the feeling that this is going to be a really good game when we get the full thing, and we don't know when that will be, but hopefully soon. So I think those are my top. Who wants to jump in with their others? I think Jenny had a lot.
No, I just had two, but I second the two that you mentioned as well. I still, thank goodness, again, to any developers who are listening, so many of you have left your demos up still. Yeah. We're a week after the next fest, and I am so grateful for that. Every time a developer leaves a demo up, you get like, I don't know, an extra cold pillow at night, just it's so nice. So I haven't gone through very many. So my top are quite limited, mostly to like some of the ones that I've only most recently played. But in addition to Slots and Daggers, Winterboro, I have played this before, but I was just finally excited to enjoy it. Like when I played it at PAX and other places before, I usually just start it and then kind of like don't finish the full demo, because every time I start it, I remind myself, oh yeah, this is a game I want to sit at home and play, not play on a show floor. And I'm so happy that they released the demo. It's by Pine Creek Games and published by Noodle Cake. This is a pretty standard, I would say, like survival game, but the aesthetic of it is like cozy woodland forest creatures, like Redwall-esque or Watership Down, where you play this little mouse who's going back home. There's a bit of a tragic story related to it, but you're just trying to fix up your home, fix up, this environment around you, and survive through this winter. It's cute. It's a solid survival game. It's really, really cute. I love that, especially at the beginning, there's cold will impact you, so you can't go very far. So you have to build up like clothes and tools and things so that it expands your ability to go explore further. So there's just a lot of fun little details there. I think my biggest thing is I feel like the UI is just a little bit too big. And I wish there are like little tiny details, like I wish you could click X on it to like exit out of a window box, for example, and that wasn't available on some of the windows. And so there's like very, very tiny nitpicks I have with the UI, but other than that, I think it's going to be a really enjoyable experience, and I'm very excited to play. And it comes out in November, which is really cool.
Yeah.
And I think codes are out, maybe. I think folks are probably already playing builds of this in press. I'm not entirely sure.
I would know nothing about that, but
I don't know.
I want to shout out Winterboro because Jenny has called it cute, and it is. But it's also because tragic. It's so cute. The darkness in it really hits, and it is dark. So there's something impish that I love about this sort of like, oh, you think you're getting into this cute little mouse game? Nah, this is about death.
Yeah, no, it starts with like tragedy. Like it's very I would say like Pixar does this a lot, where it's like, oh, look at this cute and warm and cuddly story and family, and then like something bad happens, and now it's about you, kind of making a life of your own. So yeah, it's not like, I would say it's a cozy game because there's a lot of coziness within elements of it, but the story there is a lot of depth to the story, I think, and emotional sort of like ups and downs.
Have you seen the end of this demo, Jenny?
Yeah.
I wasn't prepared.
And it's still available if anyone else wants to experience it.
They're like, is this like a Kojima situation where actually they kill this mouse at the end of the demo and you play as
you're actually playing a
or something?
A different
animal.
Yeah, you're playing as the thing that killed the mouse, and I'm like, oh man, like I don't know what to do.
Wild. You have to play to find out.
I I'm very excited for this game. It's like one of my most anticipated indies. And the art, at least I was trying to look at pictures from inside the book to refresh myself on what the actual art looks like. But at least for the cover wise of this book, it reminds me of the book about corduroy. Do y'all remember this?
Yeah.
There's like a bear that wore corduroy pants. It's not a 1-to-1, but like elements of like the shading and the line work, it kind of gives that kind of look to it.
And it's like colorful but muted. Yeah, it's not
great animation work too. You like knit your little sweater and stuff.
This is the kind of game that worries me because this is obviously the nostalgic and kind of darkness of the children's stories of our youth. That reminds me that I am at the age where they're trying to sell me games, and therefore I am getting old.
Yeah, I too don't like being reminded that I'm getting old. I was like, I feel like this game has too many quality of life elements, so there's not enough friction. I'm like, oh my god, am I old? Ew. Yeah, it happens to all of us. Old game takes.
I love it. I love it.
I don't know. This looks like something in Roblox. I don't know what you want me to say. Reminds me of Bluey or some shit.
Bluey's amazing. We don't talk bad about Bluey in this house.
Shit was a neutral phrase. It was he's just a replace for stuff. It wasn't meant to be negative. I hear Bluey's really good. I'm saving it for later, like when and if I have a family.
And then the last demo I'll talk about is called Servant of the Lake. This one, I am just a big, so this is a extension of the Rusty Lake franchise. Rusty Lake is a series, of like atmospheric puzzle, escape roomy kind of games where they're all like centered around sort of the same universe and mysterious mansion and the people who go in and out of this mansion. And so in this game, you play a person who is hired for the weekend to work at the lake house by Rusty Lake. You do not have to know any of the lore. It does not matter. Like these are just very creepy, eerie, but not scary games with very fun puzzles. And I'm a sucker for them. I have every single one on mobile. I love these games. I love this world. And it was really fun. It's everything I expected. I do think the puzzles in the demo were relatively straightforward. Like if you've played these kind of games, you probably it's accessible to everyone. I think folks who are like die hard may feel like it's a little easy, but I think the purpose of the demo is to bring people in. And so I think it's wise on their part not to make it like wildly difficult. I'm excited. Yeah. Rusty Lake keeps doing Rusty Lake and it makes me happy. So Servant of the Lake, I think it's coming out in 2026. I think they said spring at the end of the demo. So I'm excited for that.
Good luck for us. Mike.
Hi.
How you doing?
You know, chilling. You?
How are you feeling about Next Fest and all of its demos?
I downloaded like 50. I played 3.
Yeah. Slots and daggers.
More than me, man. Yeah. You're doing just great.
Amen. Slots and daggers, obviously. Quick shout out because I feel like everybody knows about the game, but Reanimal is really good. Reanimal is the new IP from the Little Nightmares developers. Putting on my conspiracy theory hat, I always felt like this is the game that Little Nightmares 3 was supposed to be, but there was the quote-unquote creative differences between Bandai and Tagier. So Little Nightmares 3 is what it is now, which I'm apparently not super whatever well received, but man, Reanimal is I really wish this game was coming out for spoopy season because I am so in the mood for another Little Nightmares like experience. And in classic fashion from this developer, the game has the most horrific goddamn imagery and tone and visuals and sound design and just everything across the board is hitting all the right notes. Cannot wait to play it. Also, like very much maintaining that tension that Little Nightmares is very good with, and like things like Inside and Limbo also, where like you just make a jump or you just escape from an enemy or you just cross the finish line of a really intense chase. Really, really great. Also stunning. I'm surprised it didn't break my computer. Game's gorgeous. The one I really want to highlight and share my screen for folks watching the video. Rubinite from Cup Dog Games.
Yeah, this one looks cool.
So this is a
yeah.
It's a boss rush game. Very similar. There's like hints of like Titan Souls here. Titan Souls being the game from Acid Nerve, the Death's Door developer that they put out before Death's Door. Yeah, it's just a really fun top-down pixel boss rush game, but as opposed to something like Titan Souls, which is a little more straightforward in terms of its combat, this has a really interesting mechanic where if you're playing with controller, holding the left trigger kind of like focuses on the boss, and you're building up a meter. I forgot what they call it in the game, but you're building up a meter in notches of 3, where the more you build it up, you could execute like this more powerful heavy attack to really take out like a decent amount of health on the boss. But the catch there being that the boss can interrupt you looking at it and building up that meter, and obviously it does the soulsy thing also of like balancing your health and flasks and risk and reward, and yeah, really, really damn good. This was another one similar to Slots and Daggers that like it really injected the one more attempt, one more run kind of a gameplay loop in me that it was hard to let go and move on to another demo. So this was a delightful surprise out of Next Fest, a game I have not heard of prior to Next Fest, but now has easily become one of my most anticipated ones for the first half of the year, next year.
Yeah, that's what Steam Next Fest is for. Get all of those things that catch your eye, and then something you didn't know about even the hour before is now something that is going to be on your radar for a long time.
And then just the quickest honorable mentions to Big Hops. I couldn't connect my controller to my PC, and I am not a mouse and keyboard boy, especially when it comes to a 3D platformer. But Big Hops rules. I am very excited to properly play this game. It's a very vibrant 3D platformer starring a little frog. You use his tongue to pull in items and do environmental puzzles and do all the platforming and the whole 9 yards. It's very good. Very excited to play more. I couldn't make probably like the 5th jump in the game because it was mouse and keyboard. But that's not Big Hop's fault. That's my fault.
User error. There is right now a top 50 most played demos from October, the October event. So I'm going to put that down below. Reanimal does make it in like the top 5.
Oh, wow.
Let's see if anything else hit. Servant of the Lake actually got really far up there. Tears of Metal,
I was kind of surprised by that one.
Right.
To be really
Ultimate
honest.
Sheep Raccoon, of course, is great. It's funny because it's like a lot of the games that I knew people were going to be interested in, I wasn't interested in like highlighting because I'm like, y'all already know that Ultimate Sheep Raccoon is coming. So go enjoy that. But yeah, there are a lot of really cool like indies that are in this top 50. So go check that out as well. Again, I'll link it down below. But from cool indies to cool indies, let's head over to the topic of the show. Game of the Year season is coming up, everybody. So let's talk about what we think. Yeah, it sure is. We are in discussions. Let's talk about them. Let's talk about essentially we've got like a month left in the gaming calendar before you really have to cut it off and start talking about what's coming up and what's the best of the year. So what do we think is going to be included there? What games are we looking at in the future? What games do we have to go back and check out that we haven't yet? I want to do top lists so far, kind of like what we're thinking about. I just want to do really quick kind of run through because my short list is like 15 strong so far, and probably going to be much more when things come out in the future. So for me, I've got Blueprints, Citizen Sleeper, and Roger, Dark Queen of Morthulm, Henry Halfhead, Keep Driving, Sword of the Sea, Ball Pit, Discounty, Wanderstop, Promise Mascot Agency, The King is Watching, Co-op, Kaiju Horror Cooking, Hades 2, and Silk Song. Jenny, where are you right now?
I am adding games that I saw Janet just type and realized that's also on
that's also really what you want to do?
Yeah. So here's the I try to keep it to 10 and I think it's like 12 now, but we'll still add to it. I have Clair Obscure, Expedition 33, Ball Pit, Blueprints, Silk Song, Despelote, Deltarune, which I'm still debating because it's not done technically. Citizen Sleeper 2, Consume Me, Keep Driving, Peak, and Roger.
Yeah. Janet, where are you right now?
I also didn't do the assignment because I don't even have 10. I only have like 7. And I only have 3 that I'm like confident on so far. The confident ones are Claire Obscure Expedition 33, which that sounds like it's 4 games. So I think that's the same as having more.
Correct, yeah.
Silk Song, Keep Driving.
Yep.
And then the rest, here's some ones that I'm considering. Blueprints.
Yep.
Spilled, Despelote, and Roger. All good games. I'm just not really sure if they're like, and then Blueprints, the thing that's really keeping it from being like a hard lock is I didn't finish it. And then I kind of just started to like,
let's go.
I don't know. I don't want to say I turned on it because I didn't necessarily, but it kind of got caught up in a bad spot where because I didn't finish it. It's like, that's now against it, but like, that's not the game's fault that I didn't finish it. But then it's like, is it? And so I don't know. It's
just
confusing.
a Blueprint stream.
It's a situationship kind of situation with me and Blueprints. Like, oh my God, you guys were clicking. I'm like, I know, but like, I didn't call him back. He didn't call me back. And now it just feels kind of awkward.
Did you end up rolling credits and like, did you stop before credits?
No, she didn't even get to
I haven't even done the credits. Yeah.
Got it.
No.
Okay.
But I played a lot of the time. And I know people say, oh, the real game's after the credit. Girl, I'll be lucky if I get to the credits at this point. I'm going to stick to, let's keep the goals small, and we still are failing, but those are my
genuinely games. I feel like as a person who really enjoyed the after credits, I think if you played until credits, that's probably some of the strongest. Like that's a great place to end, honestly.
I think I agree with Jenny that it is a very satisfying place to end. I think the best chunk is the chunk right after. And I think this is one of those games that I argue is best played until you're done playing, not until you find everything.
But what happened is like I got done too early.
No, you need to get to room 46.
I'm like, wait,
no, you're not done,
again?
Janet. You're not done yet,
Janet. I believe in you.
You should play until you're done playing, except not you. You need
to get to 46, but like you're not done when you're
playing. They should have made the game easier because I have a lot of hours. I just haven't figured out how to get what's in there. I don't know. And now I got to look at this old iPad of notes. I don't know who wrote this.
Just restart it again and it'll be fine.
I don't know what I'm going to do. To be honest, I'll probably do nothing because that's the easiest thing to do. Sorry, guys. I'll report back later.
You'll just play slots and daggers and it'll
you'll play slots and daggers and be
Mike, what do you have? In what ways are you failing?
Yeah, Mike.
Dawn Folk. I got to get back to that spoilers for your list.
I agree with Janet. I'm not going back to Blueprints. I'm sorry.
Mike,
I'm too dumb. It's okay.
No, you're not. I'll sit here with you. I will fly out to
I wasn't
your
able to
house.
prove that you weren't too dumb because I'm the dumb test. Where it's like, if I can do it, like I haven't done it yet. So Mike, actually, you're good where you are. So, stay where you are.
Janet
Mike,
is
get behind me.
My line of defense. If Janet beats it, sure.
Yeah, I agree with that. If I finish it, then you can come and play.
So much is at stake now.
So, I feel like those, you know when they race those babies and they're like, go move, and the babies are always going to me with Blueprints.
So I listened to the stipulations here and picked 10 video games.
Oh my gosh.
So
Mike,
what are you doing? It just says what's on your
teacher, we had homework today.
Be 10. You know?
I was also the first to fill all this out. Just going to throw that out there.
You were. I was really impressed.
Thank you.
Great job.
So she's not going to pick you, Mike, but okay. Sakurai.
Claire, Fly Night, solo developed Jenny Wyndham, Wander Stop. That's a joke. Credit to the team. Ball Pit, and Roger, Dawn Folk, Tyrant's Realm, Butcher's Creek,
Very good.
After Love EP, Fretless.
I was trying to remember the name of Butcher's Creek the other day and I couldn't do it. Damn. Well, if only you were there, Mike.
Damn. You gotta get into the creek. I'm sure everybody was talking about the creek at the wedding.
I was literally gonna message you and be like, what's the thing the game I tried to play and I was too scared?
That's a good list.
The first part. Don't worry.
Okay. Let's move from there to what I think is arguably a more interesting topic. What are the big backlog must plays
we haven't played? This is where I shine.
This is the shame.
The entire library.
I'll shame myself first with the biggest. I have not gone back to Claire Obscure. I need so bad to do that.
So
my Claire Obscure could kick your Blueprints' ass if I'm being honest. Yeah. So who are you to toss a print at me?
I haven't played it, so I can't verify. But Blueprints is probably gonna be way better.
if I may, like sneak into games.
Ooh, those are fighting words.
That's really mean of you.
Had this conversation with 6-1 folks about Claire Obscura of like, listen, you know what? We'll put it on story, just breeze through, mainline it, get the credits, get the story, call it a day. Maybe go back next year for extra credit for the extra stuff. I did that over the weekend. Man, Claire Obscura, pretty good video game.
I know
Honestly,
it's gonna be.
And maybe, well, I mean, very briefly, I'd love to hear like what was your take on story mode for like the combat? Like, did you still enjoy the combat even though it was on story, or did you feel like it's so easy?
Yeah, I will say
whatever?
There is a significant gap between normal and story. Like, I kind of wish there was like an interim right there because it felt like I lowered the difficulty like by 10 times. Like,
yeah,
I missed the parry, I missed the dodge. It's fine. I was pretty much invincible.
Because I will say that is a game where people put it for story. I love the gameplay. Like,
I love
the story,
the
and the story is also good. But like, the game is incredible.
For the sake of finishing it, and like, I'm not an RPG person. I'm not like trying to get in my Duffy with like crazy builds and like trying to figure out who's matching with what Lumine and whatever.
What is so fun?
Sure, I don't have time for fun.
You have to. It's your job.
I don't have time.
Fun is my life.
Listen,
no, fun is your
first...
job. I watched Hitch the day I got married just to watch put something
nice.
So it's fresh in the mind.
20 hours on the normal difficulty and like got into it and whatever. The end of Act 2 boss was kicking my ass.
Oh, that's a good split though, because then you've seen a lot.
And I heard that like once you're past the Act 2 boss, like the Act 3 stuff is very quick. So I was like, you know what? Drop it down, do these couple little main things, just get the story. And yeah, I already bumped it back up to normal just so I could go back to like the more side stuff to clean up whenever there's time before the DLC drops.
Yeah,
extra dungeons, whatever it is.
Does your game have DLC, Jill? Your blueprints?
There are hints that more is coming. Yeah, like I don't know if y'all.
Do you really believe anything?
My game already said that it was having more.
Have you ever been to the commissary and see that? Like, I did. I think there's more to it. I think they're going
hoping, but it's been because silent.
It's also in. Yeah, they've been really quiet about it. Yeah, but I wouldn't be surprised if it just dropped one day.
Yeah,
but it's also in the like description stuff as well. So, like, something is coming. They can't just leave it that way. More shame for me. I have not played Consume Me yet. I know I'm going to enjoy it a great deal.
Same.
And then the root trees are dead. It's got so many people talking in the early part of the year. I didn't get to it for other things. So I'm very excited about getting back to that at some point. So that's my list of shame so far. And I was trying to like really limit myself because I'm like, maybe I'll check this out more. But I think realistically, those are the 3 that I'm gonna actually try to get to. But Jenny, much more ambitious than me. What's going on?
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. I also have the root trees are dead. I started it, then other things came up. But it's like it's one of those deductive puzzle games, and I love deductive puzzle games. So yeah, very excited for that one. Quartet is an RPG. They sent me an email a while back, and I feel like I've heard rumblings of people talking more about this game, which is kind of like bumped it up on my backlog list. So I don't really know much about it. I just know it's an RPG, kind of like a throwback sort of retro style one. And that's kind of it. So that's up there. The Drifter is what is it? It's like narrative game. Yeah, point and click narrative. It won so many awards at PAX Australia. And so I'm like, all right, got to put that on the list.
It's very Australian though.
Yeah, my friend Haley played that, I think.
Yeah.
Quite a bit.
Yeah, I feel like
it for us and like has not stopped talking about it.
Really?
I mean, it's really interesting. The only thing that it keeps it off my list is that it falls into the kind of frustrating repetitive pit of a lot of point and click games.
Yeah, this is what she said as well a little bit.
Yeah. So really, really cool concept and great acting and cool narrative. Very clever combinations of things.
I think point and click is the Metroidvania of story games. I know that just made everyone's brain explode.
Yeah,
but hear me out. Hear me
out.
Metroidvania is a genre where it's like fun, but also like, is anyone else like annoyed by it like constantly? The answer is yes. And it's like any point and click's kind of, it's like so easy to like not have it dialed perfectly.
Yeah,
for some reason. I think those are just two genres that are really hard to like. Nope, it was the perfect amount of what it needs to be.
Yeah, totally agree. And then Off, which is technically a remake, but I don't care. I'm still super excited for it. I really want to play it. Strange Antiquities, Tiny Bookshop, which I only started. Discounty, I only started. Sword of the Sea, which is apparently only like a couple hours.
No, it's really short. Yeah, you should.
So I'm like, I should just play it. And then my like, if I can, which who knows, the last two are Pipistrello and the Cursed Yo-Yo. And is it Illa?
I think it's I say it Isla.
Yeah.
Just
the Frosty Glide.
I think Illa
probably. Yeah.
But yeah. We'll talk
so that's my shame list. my ambition, my inspiration list.
Yeah.
My TBP to be played. Yeah.
I'm so glad you're here, Jenny. You pull us towards the light.
Yeah. If you go wait for Janet to
That's
finish,
me. I'm just typing. Well, I'm kind of reorganizing stuff. I can go next. I'm next. My name is next.
Okay, your name is next.
You're putting games down that I'm like, oh shoot, I should have added that to my list.
Yeah, I'm also like, I've been looking at your guys' list and being like, okay.
Let me take that and pick that up. Go ahead, Janet. What do you got?
Now I'm looking at Mike's list and I'm like, do I want to add Look Outside? It depends on how
like shopping your backlogs.
Yeah.
So my top ones are, so I kind of am thinking of this of like, in a non-mean way, because time is limited. If the year is coming in, the walls are closing in. If I'm really going to make time, I kind of got to make time for like the hottest in the streets. And I think Root Trees Are Dead is definitely one of them, as you guys mentioned. And the fact that's on all our list also speaks to the like, almost like virality of it among indie circles. Like so many people have praised this game. I have to at least try it. Consumi is kind of an interesting one because I don't think it's necessarily as like acclaimed as the Root Trees Are Dead, but I feel like it is one of the iconic indies of the year. So I kind of feel like I need to play for that. And I also am interested in the gameplay. Baby Steps also in that conversation, even though that can be quick work too, because if I don't like it or it's not my type of game, I'll know that pretty quick. So I'm like, oh yeah, okay, that'll be an easy one to check out. And then I have, what else? I lost track. There we go. Dawnfolk, I think I'm going to bump up a little bit. Mike, I see you added Butcher's Creek. I'm not playing Butcher's Creek. Dawnfolk, I was going to have that in my maybes, but looking back on it, because I did start it, I remember that game being like, I don't think it's going to be like necessarily my top 5, top 10, maybe even, but like, I remember it being really cool, like the art being really compelling, it being so easy to play, and having like a campaign and all these optional like elements. And I feel like I want to go back for the sake of being like, hey everyone, this is a really cool game that like, sure, it's not like top 5 for a lot of people, but it's like one you should check out. Like I feel like Dawnfolk has that potential. So that's on there. And then we have kind of like low key honorable mention situation. Pipistrello is on there, which I stole from somebody. Strange Antiquities. I love Strange Horticulture. That kind of falls in the same camp of like, I don't think it's going to, you know, blow my mind, but I love Strange Horticulture, so I like don't care. I'm like, I want more of that game. Bionic Bay. I think Patrick Klepek kind of was hyping this up a little bit, where it's like when you first play it, it feels very like familiar just to like a lot of other games, but he's like, no, the puzzle platform is actually really cool though. And I'm like, okay, so I want to hit that up. And then I have, how do you say this game name? Ooh, it's like
nailed it.
It's like an ooh. It's like with the little like, what is that called?
Little
umlaut.
The dots. I knew you would know that, Jill. Maybe that's me racially profiling you, but I knew you would know those were. It's like a little puzzle, environmental puzzle game. But again, I don't think it's gonna hit like top 10. But everyone I know that's played it has really loved it. Mike, the dumbs can attest that it's dumb friendly. Patrick Klepek is a fellow dumb. We're also kind of trying to think of what's a rebrand that isn't just your dumb, and we've come up with Puzzle Babies. So maybe that'll be
Puzzle Baby.
That's kind of, so it's Puzzle Baby friendly. And if you get stuck, apparently the developers put like a let's play with all the solutions up as well. You know, I think we've all had that problem where like I'm stuck in an indie game, but there's no guides coverage because it's not financially viable. I get it. That's how guides coverage works. Yep. And then like, what do I do? What do I do? You're like looking at forums or like texting people. It's like, oh, so great for a developer to do that. Sword of the Sea, also in that, like, I feel like a lot of people are kind of like, it's fine, but I think it's going to be really fun to me. because I love like just moving around in a game like that. Like I really love Solar Ash.
With Sword of the Sea, probably the best use of the DualSense IMO.
People were saying that too. That it's just kind of got like it's got good vibes. So I'm optimistic that I'll just enjoy that game. And I'm like, you know what? Let's have a little fun, but also maybe we won't have time to have fun this year, and that could be okay. Fun's delayed to next year, and then Discounty's on there. That one maybe also deserves a bump because again, I don't think I know anyone who's played Discounty and didn't like kind of love it.
Oh, I do kind of love it, yeah.
Yeah, you know, so I feel like Discounty might get bumped up to more of a must play, and then Mike, I'm not playing Butcher's Creek. But maybe I'll play Your Look Outside, which brings us to your list of shame and plans.
Yeah. Look Outside is priority. This was has been on my radar probably since like January, February when it got uploaded as a little like itch.io project, and then Devolver tweeted one day that they picked it up and launched it secretly in March. Yeah, it's completely my vibe, and I just need to like maybe this weekend just really just sit down and get through it. Time flies. I need to get to. I've heard nothing but incredible things, and from what I can tell, it's a short experience.
Yeah,
I gotta depends.
What's up?
Depends.
Yeah, fair. I had Ina Dream BBQ on here, but based on a conversation we had before this podcast, maybe that's not a high priority anymore. Eclipsium, really sick dungeon crawler I really want to get to. Despelote, I have not touched yet. Another sick dungeon crawler, Lunacid Tears of the Moon. Super cool thing about Lunacid Tears of the Moon, it is fully developed in a 2000s, early 2000s Kingsfield engine that somebody adapted from Software. Because Kingsfield being the OG FromSoft stuff before Dark Souls stuff. Super interesting. I really, really, really want to check it out. I got to sit down and play Vile Exhumed in full. We already talked about Consume Me. I played early builds of Karimara Beneath the Forlorn Limbs, but I want to play the full build. I know it's only like an hour long. Cat Detective Albert Wild looks insane. I really can't wait to check that out. It's like this weird, hyper-realistic puppet detective noir thing starring a cat. Looks sick. Dog Walk was that like the folks Unity employees just like kind of like broke out and made this little short little narrative thing.
To add this to my list, thank you.
Oh yeah,
this looks cute.
Dang it, Mike!
Yeah, it looks really good. It looks really good. I think it's a shorty also. I think it's a quick little banger.
It's cute little face.
And then Wednesdays, which from the developers of the Wreck.
The developers of Tuesday.
Heavy narrative game. Content warning on this one if you are looking it up. I won't say much on here, but yeah, that's kind of a high priority thing as well. And I don't know, like fucking like 100 other goddamn things, you know, that I'm probably not thinking of.
Right.
But
I try so hard not to like needle myself.
Got so far.
Yeah.
But in the end.
Does it really matter, Mike? Yeah, I try not to like hone in on the things I didn't get to play. I'm like, you know, I have 15 short list top 10 choices already. Like at some point I'm just like, okay, I have to deal with the fact that I'm not going to finish everything. And then start January fresh and feeling optimistic. Like I am going to play everything the next year. So let's look to the future. Let's be optimistic here. What are we keeping eyes on? I'm going to start with Mike and go up this time because Mike, you've got a lot.
I do got a lot. I'll split the list a little bit. As you see on my document or our document, sorry, I didn't even need to claim ownership on the document. Got some bolds, got some no bolds. Bolds, priority. So shouting those out first. Away From Home, which is dropping today by the time you're listening to this. Looks incredible. Silly Polly Beast just got a release date for I think like next week. Looks like a really cool like Resi like or like a unique spin on a Resi like. Shout the hell out to The Run. I cannot wait for Extra Life to come around where Kyle and Becca comes here. We sit on the couch with Kelsey and we experience another Paul Rashid FMV banger. Cannot wait for The Run. Please play 5 and 10 dates. Unbeatable, I think, is going to be a really, really special release. I think it's going to be one of those games that, if it gets the attention, and I know there's a lot working against it, I think it's going to be one of those really impactful experience, like all-timer kind of indie launches.
Yeah, I'm really excited for that one.
Shout out to November 11th, which is the new May 7th?
May 9th?
May 9th, yeah. November 11th is Possessors, Luminous Arise, Goodnight Universe, and Windswept. Wincept is the one that, like, if it slips, it slips. But the other three I really want to prioritize. Berlin Apartment, Demon School, Skate Story. And then I filled out this doc before the release date got announced, but Marvel Cosmic Invasion's release date got announced. So that is going to be one of my holiday games. And if Mina ends up sneaking back into 2025, but who knows what that situation's like. And the other other ones that are not bolded, if I get to them, I get to them. Death by Scrolling, Stray Children, Thrasher, Four Strike, Morsels, Constance, Captain Wayne. And yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah. Before we go on, I do just want to shout out things that are happening on the 11th or just around it. Ambrosia Sky. Yeah. Ambrosia Sky. Luminous Rise.
Out?
On the Act 1 will be out on the 11th.
1 on the 10th. Yeah.
The fuck that
or 10th. Yeah.
Yeah.
The new May 13th or 18th
yeah.
or whatever.
Whatever day was. Windswept, Goodnight Universe, Possessors, Winter Burrow, and Giga Sword are right there.
Oh, fuck, Giga Sword also.
So, yeah, that's going to be a fun week for all of us. Get ready, everybody, because
just
holidays are coming.
Everything so I can play games.
Yeah,
How
for
do
real.
I do that?
Kelsey is flying back north for Thanksgiving. I guess that's the positive of me hanging back. I'll just go into my burrow. That is my living room and just all these November launches.
It's just like
Thanksgiving weekend.
The rest of you is just blanket.
Yeah. Picture in picture with the Thanksgiving Day parade and all the November 11th games.
Perfect. Janet, what are you looking forward to in the future?
Yeah, I also I added Windswept from Mike mentioning it. I was debating putting that one on there. I played that at a Next Fest, maybe 1 to 2 Next Fests ago, and I really enjoyed it. It's a kind of like a buddy platformer, and it's very has a lot of retro mechanics in it. And apparently, according to the description, it's only going to be like 40 levels. And I'm like, I could probably find 40 levels of time. Maybe we'll see.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought it was pretty good because I try to dip into a lot of the platformer demos when I do hit up a demo season. So and that one was definitely a standout. Other ones I have are Mixtape. I'm ready to get hurt again. I love my narrative, vibey music things.
We don't know. It hasn't said anything, and I'm like,
I think we're getting
Janet,
to the point,
knock on wood.
I mean, they did. I mean, I don't know. Like they should have.
I mean, I think they did kind of imply it, or that it was coming.
I thought they did imply it somewhere. I feel like they did mention it recently,
but it's like, it's not. It does say 2025 on the Steam page.
Yeah, it's definitely giving February 18th of next year, probably. Yeah. But that's all there until they tell me otherwise. Then I have Winter Burrow, a game that will exist. So yay. And my last one on here is Goodnight Universe. Because again, the team that made Before Your Eyes. Before Your Eyes was like, honestly, looking back, it should have been even higher than it was on my list that year. I think I had it on my overall at like 3 or something. And looking back, I'm like, was this the best game I played? Compared to a lot of games, probably actually. So
yes,
yeah, very excited for that to come out. Those are mine.
I don't know why, but that made me think
Before Your Eyes is like aging like fine wine. That more people are still talking about it and discovering it because I feel like at launch it got so overlooked.
Yeah,
it's so tough too because it had such a specific implementation with like the camera aspect, which I know on a technical level you didn't need it, but like that I think was a point against it for like how many people played it. But to that end, I'm really glad that it's been ported to so many other things, like on it being on Netflix games. It's like, boom, if you have an iPhone, you have an iPad, you can finally play this game, which I definitely recommend. It's really, really cool. And I've even, I can't remember if it was I think my brother actually played it without using the blinking thing because it was just bothering him too much. Like, he's like, I just can't mentally handle it. And he still played it and enjoyed it. So I definitely don't think that needs to be a deterrent. It's such a cool game.
I think if the council hits year 5, we should go back and do all of the like a reordering of all of the best of the indie games that we've ever had for the first 5 years.
Sure.
Yeah. Someone remind me that in the future. Jenny, what do we got?
Let's see. A lot of similar ones, but I will read them all because I don't want to forget any. Ambrosia Sky, Act 1 is coming soon. Goodnight Universe looks so good. Demon School, Winter Burrow, Skate Story, Stray Children. Kingdoms of the Dump, I think, is one that hasn't been mentioned. That one's like is another quirky RPG. You know me and my weird little RPGs. I love them. This one is where you're playing like a trash can.
Okay. I love it.
And basically the whole fantasy world is like garbage themed and you're fighting your way through the kingdom. I don't exactly know what you're doing or why. I think you're saving the world. From what? I have no idea. Maybe you're saving it from people trying to clean it. I don't know. But
Jenny, got to be honest, I thought this game came out in 2022.
It has been in development for a very long time.
I thought this came out a while ago.
Yeah.
But hey, shout out to them.
Shout out
to my list also.
Yeah.
It's on my wish list now.
Anyone wanting a quirky little sort of retro RPG, there is that. Turn-based, I think. Tactics, turn-based tactical kind of combat. Let's see, what else is there? Constance, which I think Mike mentioned, and the Berlin Apartment are just, those are my highlights. Yeah.
I love it. I am, of course, Winter Burrow, Unbeatable. We talked about Morsels. I do want to shout out so much because it's just
fun, man.
It's just a fun, weird little thing.
That, yeah.
I'm really excited to see what, like, because I've played it several times and I still can't tell you exactly what it is or what's happening in it.
It's just a weird little game about weird little guys.
It's just a weird little game.
It's very Binding of Isaac coded.
Yeah.
And in the combat in like world feels like, I hesitate to say on that same level because that was such like a flash in the pan game, like special game. But yeah, I definitely considered adding it to this. I just was like, I was trying to also be honest about what am I looking forward to that I would play for sure. Yeah, but that one's up there for sure.
Shout out Force Strike coming out in November as well around that time. Very cool sort of narrative fighty, but like a strategy fighty game, which is really cool. And I played a little bit of that and I liked what I played of it. And then taking from Janet's hoping and wishing of 2025, I want to see Love Eternal. Really, I want to see it come out this year, but we have no idea. So while we're on,
mixtape comes out, you guys are gonna be so faced.
We're gonna be embarrassed.
More mixtape for me.
Egg on our face. We are planning end of the year discussions already, Mike. I don't know how much you can talk about it, but 6-1-80 does an end of the year awards. You want to talk?
We all do. It's we do the cameras and all that kind of shit, but we all
you guys do all the hard work. I just sit back and be like, no, I'm gonna make a real case for this when everyone step back.
Listen, if we want to peel back the curtain a little bit, the conversation we just had before this podcast went way smoother than I thought it would. We got through a lot of those categories pretty goddamn smoothly.
Yeah.
Save for the Silksong Hades.
Because we have a lot of eloquent people in, like, not you and I, but like,
no,
a lot of eloquent people in there who are.
We just bashed on the table and we're like, well, I don't want to say a game, but like we bashed on the table for a certain game. Yeah, that's it. What can I tell you? I don't know. It's happening December 18th. Tune in.
There we go. That's mostly what I was asking.
Conversations are happening. If things go according to plan, you should know the nominees the first week of November, hopefully. Knock on wood, everybody. Because nothing else is happening in November, as far as we can tell. So that's good thing they're not eligible. Yeah. That's what we're looking at for future game of the year discussions, all that talk, but we've still got stuff that we're playing, so let's talk about those. I'm going to jump in very quickly because I have a game I really want to shout some love out into the universe because I know not a lot of people played it and I know a lot of people should. Isla, A Frosty Glide, is just a delight to play. Like, the gameplay itself, it's smooth, it's flowing. You are playing as a witch who is trying to find her missing pet cat, Coco. Coco has gone to this magical island. We don't know really what's going on. It is designed so well. The island has both verticality and it's got like secret niches and like all these little things where it's like, wait, I want to go back and see that. Wait, what was that? Like all these different trails to follow down, which is exactly the kind of exploration game that I love and needed for this game. You are on a
skate broom. So the action itself is very, you know, you're on a skateboard, but you're gliding through the air. Very, very well done here. As you go on, you will find little items that allow your magic to last longer so that you can glide farther and farther as you go through the game, which opens up different layers upon layers upon layers of each of these levels, lets you fly further. It's got, the cosmetics are so good. Like, you don't need cosmetics for any reason, but like if you're wandering by and you just find like a little hat with a frog on it and you're like, yes, my hat has a frog, it's amazing. And it's also got really creative, clever changes in the gameplay, because like you can ram your skateboard broom into like a patch of ice and it'll stick, and you can jump from there and you don't have to use up your magic as much. Was really cool. They've got different ways of going down the slopes. I really love the narrative and how it's fed to you. And if you're like a collectathon kind of person, this is gonna really like feel for you, because you'll find things and then the world kind of opens up from there and you kind of see what's going on in the world. And it's also kind of short hike coded in a way, because you are getting to the top of this like island mountain. And the ending is very sweet. I don't know if it's going to get you like, it's not going to punch you in the face with your emotions or anything, or like it kind of will. Depending on how you feel. I think a lot of us, because we all have cats, it's gonna affect us maybe a little bit more. So yeah, it's just a really well thought out, well designed, delightful time. I want people to go check this game out, because I've been watching it for so long and I'm so happy with how it's come out and finally getting to see the end of it. Also, you might have a little bit of a scavenger hunt to find yours truly in the game.
What?
What? Go
That's cool.
My favorite little story tied to this game was all of us in the cab in Boston on the way back from the diner to rush to video game trivia. And then I think I got the press release that it was playable at PAX, and it was like it was the last night for us at PAX, and we're like, wish we knew that on Thursday.
Yeah.
Would have loved to play this and preview it. But yeah.
Very, very good.
Short banger?
Oh, yeah. No, 3 hours or so ish.
This is too
It's
bad.
Not a very long game.
I thought I said something wrong.
Yeah.
I'm like, only 3
No, it
more
was
hours
like-
than I have. I'll figure something out. No, that's cool.
So yeah, that's really the big one that I want to shout out. Of course, Ball Pit. The enthusiasm for it is everywhere. I don't need to shout that one out as much. And Absolum I've been playing, which is not how you say the name of the game, but I'm going to say it like that because it makes more
How's it
sense
supposed to
my
be said? Yeah.
It's like Absolum or something. Like
No,
I'm
it's not.
not putting the
Don't piss me
No.
off.
like, you know, it's a really
It's
interesting.
Bollatro.
Yeah. I'm not calling it whatever it's supposed to be. But yeah, no, very good game. I know that a lot of people have a lot of love for it. I haven't finished it. I don't have that love. I don't have a love. It's kind of a like a beat 'em up in its moment to moment. So I don't have the kind of love for that element, but the roguelike element of it, I do really very much enjoy. So yeah, I need to get a little bit further into it to be able to make like a real serious judgment. But those are games I've been playing. Jenny Janet seemed to have something similar on their playlist. What's going on?
Yeah, I think we're both
Cha.
in the Silk Song
Cha.
world. Yeah, cha.
And then
Here, let me get my little
when she
bell,
says
like,
Gudetama or something.
I'll start singing. Yeah.
Yeah, let me see what the silk clock is at now.
Oh my gosh.
We'll say,
Let me see where I'm at,
Janice,
too.
yeah, while you're looking for the times, that character reminds me of Robin from A Muppet Christmas Carol.
The little guy with the little like.
Oh, yeah.
He's really cool. No one spoil it for me. I'm really worried they're gonna like kill him. I'm so scared.
Yeah.
Gosh.
He just looks, you know. Oh, my
Killable.
cat's upset.
We
He's
can
leaving
say it.
now.
I'm curious, where are Where are you in the game currently?
I'm before they kill him. I get no. I'm just kidding.
No.
I will say I have no context. You're all probably past me at this point.
Yeah, I'm not done yet, so there's no spoilers.
I am still in Act 2.
Okay,
but
me too.
I am told that so in Act 2 you have to collect 3 things, and I've done 2 of them. But the last one, it's like this is gonna be hard to do anyway. But like I heard after you get the 3 things, it's kind of just like when do you want to like finish that act?
Yes. Okay.
So
I think
that's what
we're
been told.
In almost the exact same spot.
I'm like locked in. What's your time?
42 hours.
Yeah.
47:02. We're right. We're right there.
Oh
so
my
yeah,
gosh.
Basically, I'll see you out there. Like,
Oh my gosh. I'll see you in the Citadel.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So I am pretty hot on this game. I mean, from like a technical standpoint, like I think I had a really rough like 8 hours at the start with this game, as you can hear from like the last episode, which was like that's the gap of time, because I went down like kind of a couple wrong alleyways, and I just sort of also like I kind of had the worst of like everything you could have. Like I went to places that were really hard. I but like I didn't get a lot of like upgrades of any form or items of any form for a long time. And frankly, and this is more of just like we could, debate it out on the internet, whatever. I personally don't feel like the game really started to cook for me, at least mechanically, until I had the dash, which makes you run a little bit faster. And also, I think even more than that, having, you can get these crests in the game that can change kind of like your kit in a way. Like it can change like a factor of your combat and also your style of dash. So when you start the game, you have like an angled, like a 45-degree angle down jump hit, where it's like if you jump up and then you can like dash down at a 45-degree angle, and then you can pogo on stuff. Sometimes it's environmental, sometimes it's enemies. And it was funny because I had that for so long that I eventually did figure out how to like get good at that. And I'm really good at platformers, so I think I was also sort of like a little bit like, okay, I know it's not me. like why is this so hard to like jump, do anything? I'm like, it's so tricky, it's so slippery. And finally, I got it, and I'm like, cool, I'm doing it, and I'm pushing through. And then once I got that down, and I was like, you know what? Maybe I was wrong about the angled slash. It's not that bad. You just gotta feel it out. Then I got that one where it can just be directly down. I said, angled slash is trash. I'm never going back. And I've been rocking the Reaper crest since. And yeah, from there, it's kind of, I wouldn't say been exclusively Rise, because I still have the critiques that I have of like the run back. I'm just still not into the run back. You'll never let me get me to like the run back. But I think they don't have too many that are really bad. I know there's one really bad in Biowater, but like they're not awful. Sometimes you can find like a better point to come at it from. And then the other things, I've only like gained things that I like, right? Like more like fun tools, like cool abilities, really great like platforming sequences that have kind of made it so that like I can do the combat because it's 2D combat, and I can jump. And I'm really good at jumping, and I really like jumping. So that's the thing that's carrying me through in Silksong, and that has me really enjoying it. But Jenny, I know you started kind of from a hotter spot to begin with. How are you liking Silksong 40 plus hours in?
Yeah, I'm so happy to say that like it only has gotten better for me, and I really enjoyed Act 1. I thought it was solid. I had some qualms with it, but they were like relatively minor. But then we got to Act 2, and I think the overall structure of the game, even the framing of like, here are the 3 things you need to find. Like for me, for my brain, that just felt really, really nice. And then the Citadel itself, like the second act area, and the way that the map really expands, but you can still go back to the Act 1 areas. There are side quests that you can do. I don't know what we want to I don't know. It's not like a story spoiler. It's just sort of a mechanical spoiler, but there are things that you can unlock that like make you feel cozier in a certain space. And I just feel
I heard about that, and I haven't done that yet. At least if we're talking about the same thing. And I'm excited to see, like, I want to like do my dumb little things.
Yes. And so I think what's been really exciting is that this game has given me such incentive to explore the world in a way that I think Hollow Knight kind of just like trusts you as a player to do it. And I don't think overtly just like says, we have all this stuff for you, go forth and get it. And I think Silksong, especially in its second act, does so much to say like, hey, here's your main quest, but like, if you go back and keep talking to people, if you go back to the notice boards, if you go and just like do a little more exploring, there is just hordes of things for you to discover. And it's just been really fun. And I agree, the combat has gotten much more entertaining for me as a player and much more creative and fun now that I've unlocked like all of the different sort of build styles. There's a section that got me so sweaty though in terms of platforming. I will say there's like a vertical platforming section, and I'm not a great platformer. I'm okay. And oh man, there have been a few moments from like, I think this is the sweatiest I've ever been as a gamer, and I'm having a great time. Yes.
Mount whatever Faye. Yeah, that one was hyped up for me. Everyone's like, you got to go there. And yeah, it was not as big or like difficult as I was expecting based on the hype. So I was kind of like, oh, okay. But it was hard. But there's a lot of, and it's funny because again, order is so different for everybody. Where I went to, I have a really hard time retaining like the names, especially because the biomes kind of bleed into each other. But I went back to an area where you need like the little like, I forget what it's called. It's like the whip thing that lets you like kind of do platforming on the circles. Like the hanging.
Is it
it's kind of like it's kind of like a grappling hook, but it's called something else. What you get that, and it lets you do like obviously you can go to more places. But I got that, and then I got what effectively is like the double jump in this game. They're like little wings, which is very cute. And I finally got that. And I knew about that for like a long time because like I'm on the internet still. So I'm like, okay, obviously you get wings at some point because I see all these videos. But hopefully if you're listening to this, you probably already beat Silksong because it's been out for like 2 months. But I don't know. It's taking me a long time and I'm enjoying it. But there's a platforming section where you need like the little grapple hook. But I did that section after I got that and the wings. So it was like much easier for me to do. While like my now husband, he did that before he had the wings. And I was like, he's like, this was so much harder for me because I didn't have the wings. And I was like, yeah, seems like it would be. Oops, like, and I'm like, finally. So I think I'm finally getting some of the like, the like pros of like the efforts. Because I think my first 8 hours with Silksong were also like so much harder than they needed to be just because I took like a couple corners in a different way. So I definitely think like, obviously do what you want with your gaming life. I'm not going to say anyone needs to play any game, but I think if you're someone who's like, I want to give Silksong like a really good try, I really want to like stick it through and see like what there is to see, it's a lot of time investment. But I would say if you get to the end of Act 1 or the final boss of Act 1, if you get to the last judge, because you don't even have to kill the last judge, in my opinion, to see. If you get there, you can, at that point, that's when you can say, I like or don't like this game. And you've seen, I think, in my opinion, enough of the game and what it has to offer to like, be pretty informed in the decision. Because I agree with you, Jenny. I'm having more fun in Act 2 than I did in Act 1 inherently. But I think by the end of Act 1, I was already getting some of that juice of like, ooh, I can go back here and do this and like whatever. So I think if you get to that point and you're like,
if you're not having fun by that,
then I think that's a good piece at point because you've already seen not all there is to see, but you've seen a lot of the game.
Yeah.
I think also like it's a very, very, very impressive Metroidvania, like from a genre standpoint, because it succeeds at the you don't always get lost thing by way of having just so many places you could go. And it's interesting because I think what they do that's really good is they're very sneaky about how they hide what you have. Like, in my opinion, one of the marks of a really good Metroidvania, and it's not completely required because I think Metroid is a great Metroidvania, and a lot of times I can tell, like, I guess I get the blue missile for the blue door. I'll come back to blue door later. Silksong does a good job, even with me knowing like what the upgrades end up being a lot of the times. There are still things that kind of hit different than I expect. Oh, I needed like a key for this area. So like, okay, that's different. Or, oh, there's like a quest that's blocking this area. Okay, so that's different. Oh man, I ended up in this area sort of by accident earlier than like my peer. So because of that, like, you don't have the, like, where do I need to go? Like, I've never thought, like, where do I need to go next in Silksong? And that's because it is so big, but it also isn't, like, it's not like every 2 seconds of, like, the first 4 hours of that game, you're saying, well, obviously I need to get my gun or whatever you end up getting later, right? I made that up. I don't know that you get a gun, though. I would take a gun in this game for sure. But you know, it's like, oh, I obviously need this thing, where that's not like terrible in a Metroidvania to me, but it is a little less exciting for me to be like, okay, I guess I can't go here yet. It kind of feels like, I don't know, you know, when you're like underage and they're like 21 plus, like get out, and you're like, I guess I gotta wait and come back later. Like it feels like not everything's available to you, but it feels like a lot is available to you all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So then when you get more, it's like an extra treat, you know? It's like if you like, oh, I opened a gift on Christmas Eve and now Christmas Day, there's more gifts. And it just kind of has that like feeling of excitement in the exploration all the time, where I think it's very easy for a Metroidvania to get to that point where like the walls close in and you're like, clearly I'm just like kind of screwed here. And I think maybe the way they do combat is kind of what helps facilitate that, because it's like a lot of times you might leave based on like that's what I did. Like I had the third thing I was trying to get. There's a really hard arena fight that I just don't feel like I can do. I'm like, cool, this is going to be my cleanup time. And I've gotten different abilities. I've fought different things. And it's like, I can't be lost now because I know one of the things I need to do. I just don't want to do it because it's too hard for me. And it'll feel like easier now, even though not much has changed. So I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, excited to finish Act 2. Might have to end it there because I hear Act 3 is basically just a boss gauntlet. And I like the combat in this game, but the thing that I really love about this game is the exploration, and the combat's just what I do to get to more exploration a little bit, even though the combat's also fun. But I'm just not someone who's like, I get excited about platforming. I don't get excited about fighting a thing that's really strong and has geometry that they're using against me. But what about you, Jenny? Are you like, is it the all of it that like gets you for this game? Do you favor one over the other? And do you think you're going to do Act 3?
I definitely am an explorer in this game. Like first, that is what I love most, is getting to the different biomes and just being like I love mapping them out and being able to feel like I can run through them and understand what's going on. The boss battles, honestly, for me are secondary. I don't like they're fun to a point, but I don't come to Silksong for the boss battles, which is maybe strange because considering how much of the game is just a boss
dozens
battle.
of us.
Yeah, woo! So I feel like I'm not its primary audience, but I am a dedicated fan. I think I'm going to give Act 3 a try, but especially with so many games that I really want to get through, I don't know how far I'm going to get, partially because it'll be like a skill issue. Like maybe it'll be something I pick up later where like over the holiday season, once I've gone through my game of the year, sort of like required games that I need to play to be able to talk to game of the year discussions, maybe I'll be able to like hop in and like very casually go through what's going on in Act 3. But I feel like I spent so much time in Blueprints in the post game, like layers deep into that game. I think for myself, I realized I'm like, I don't necessarily want to do that with Silksong, because the more time I spend in Silksong is time I don't get in other games. And I really want to make sure like my playtime is varied up, at least at this point. So we'll see how far I get. Who knows? Maybe Act 3 will just be like a breeze and I'll get so good.
Right?
that
we've been working really hard, Jenny, and the game's going to reward us for our efforts.
Like we just did like a full work week in this game.
What's also is it, and this is not like trying to like make you insecure, but like, are you also, two things on this. One, I'm so glad to hear your hour count and where you are in the game, because two, so many people I know are like Silksong sickos, which I guess I'm also a Silksong sicko now, but it's just like they beat the game in like 20 hours. Like which Act 3, you know what I mean? Or like Act 2 at least. Like Act 2, because that's when the credits like initially roll, and then there's I guess more. But they like beat the game in like 20 hours, and I feel like they also did do a lot, and I don't get it.
Me too. I think the fastest I've seen was maybe like a 12-hour-ish run to credits, and I was like, it took me 12 hours to get out of the first area. If you're looking at that breakdown, I have no idea. I'm persistent. That's all I just enjoy being persistent and like being in a world. But I don't know. I feel like we have done so much practice. Like maybe we'll be pleasantly surprised by Act 3.
Yeah. It's giving like AP exam, like Act 3, where it's like, I don't know. Hopefully it goes better than like when I took AP Physics, which I was in the class we didn't need like calculus for it. So I was in like AB instead of BC. And we all kind of knew in a non-horrible way, because obviously we were like skilled enough to be in an AP class, blah, blah, but we were like kind of bad at physics. And we felt really bad taking that AP exam because we're like, the guy whose name was Mr. Lyons, shout out to Mr. Lyons. We're like, Mr. Lyons, I'm sorry. This is not a reflection on you, even though it's going to look that way. None of us are going to get a good score on this exam. So that's kind of how I feel with like Act 3, where it's like, I don't know that I'm like, whatever, but
yeah,
I don't know.
Team Cherry. This is not you.
We'll see. So far, it's funny because like now I feel like I'm becoming, not literally becoming this, because I still have things I don't like about like how Team Cherry has done design in some aspects of the game. But now I do feel like sometimes I'm becoming like a Team Cherry, like freaking apologist / like worshiper, where there's this one thing I was doing where the run back was like pretty long. And I'm like, damn, this sucks. This is like so much. And then I looked around more and I found like a shortcut that could like make it a little easier. And I felt really embarrassed. I told Isaiah, I'm like, when this happened to me, I looked around and I said, no, there's got to be a different way because Team Cherry wouldn't do that to me. I'm like, what a fangirl, like sheeple ass.
So
like,
funny.
So on the same note, kind of what they say about God, Team Cherry has never given us anything we can't handle, Jenny.
Yeah,
I think if we want to do Act 3, we probably could. But the thing is, I don't even know if I'd want to do it. So it'll be fun to report back on how I feel at the end of Act 2, and then what Act 3 is like for the Explorer girls, I think, out there. Of which I think there's more of us out there for sure. Yeah. Oh, Jill, is that you?
Oh yeah, I'm 100%
Team Explorer.
100% Team Explorer. Yep.
Are you still? I noticed Silksong is not on this list. Is it because? Can you speak to that a little bit?
Yeah, I'm still in the middle of it. Like I got my little.
Okay, you kind of said it like I asked for your homework, and you said, "Yeah, like it's in the locker."
I'm still in the middle of it. I got my. Mike, what are you gonna say? What are you gonna dog on me with?
No. I was.
He was saying, "Yeah." He said, "Yeah."
I am just past getting my little.
Babe, are you okay? You haven't eaten any of your Silksong.
And I feel like I love the exploration. I love the level design. Very, very smart. Very, very clever. A lot of really cool things are happening. I don't know if I'm going to be pushed to finish this game. Like
how?
You know, that's sort of where I am. Because I'm like, when I'm playing it, I'm like, oh, I've got to push into it. But like when I jump out, there are other games I'm thinking about.
What is it we said about Blueprints? It's like you're not done until you're not done yet.
Jill just told me I wasn't done.
Yeah.
No, seriously, I was literally listening to you here say that, and then I was like,
slit that prince's throat without even lifting a leg. I don't know. I guess she's a spider. I don't really like that part of the game.
I would choose 100%
like that.
to play Blueprints over and over and over again. 100%.
Yeah.
Well, I am 9 hours in. I know the last judge is next for me. I will eventually get back to it.
Okay. You're already really fast. Yeah.
9 hours for the last judge.
Yeah. Yeah. Like
Speedrunner.
We're talking about the same person.
One of the ones I was talking about, Jenny.
Oh my god.
You're one of those. Go away.
The most recent thing I did was beat Widow. Right. Last judge is next.
Yes.
And then it's So I'm 9 hours in, and that's what's next. For
Mike's
me. I will
not on Team Exploration.
I was like 25.
I am very much on
30
Team
hours.
Exploration.
Oh
yeah.
No,
holy crap.
But that's what scares me about those people. Like, because those people will explore just as much as us, but they're like have half the hour count, and I don't understand. Because also,
I know, you can't run any faster.
Because I'm also, the thing is, I'm not even like, and I die plenty. I'm not like the best social player ever, but by and large, I'm not like dying a lot when I'm exploring. Generally speaking. So I don't know. Are me and Jenny just looking at like the plants more? Like I don't get where the time. I don't get where the time gap is.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
Gamer,
but
that's what
Speaking of gamer, Mike, you and Jenny both have a game on your list that is not similar. It is the same game. So do you want to talk to that real fast?
Yeah, just Claire Obscure.
You just keep going.
Tears,
very hard to keep going,
crying.
Finally, roll credits. Talked about it a little bit earlier. Man, what a video game! I'm so grateful nothing got spoiled for me, and I'm also grateful I took the route that I took just to speed run to see it through to the end.
Okay.
This
no one spoil it for me.
No, nothing. This game does so many interesting narrative things at the end of Act 2, barreling towards the end of the game, that I was not expecting. And yeah, it's hard to talk about it without spoilers. Yeah, it's an incredible experience that everybody should play. Even as somebody who is not a RPG person, I am not turn-based boy. I traditionally don't vibe with these kind of games, but there's something about the systems, something about how they present the systems to you, despite it being quite fucking overwhelming at times with all these Lumine points and Lumino cities with the Pikachus and whatever. Yeah, it's just like
wild.
Despite how much depth and intensity there is in here, just the way that it's presented and the way the narrative unfolds, and of course, like at the heart of the narrative is like these compelling as all heck characters. It's just a top to bottom incredible game, and like maybe my game of the year. I don't know. So far, we'll see. But
I'm gonna run the back. Me too. Because so far, Claire is still my game of the year. Though I definitely get the Silksong girlies for it because it's like
100%.
But it's just so. Not that Silksong isn't unique, but Claire just feels so like fresh.
Yeah.
It's a wholeheartedly refreshing experience versus like Silksong, to its credit, incredible, but like it's more Hollow Knight. It's refined Hollow Knight, arguably. Same with like Hades 2. I haven't jumped into Hades 2 1.0 yet, but like Hades 2, from what I could tell from what I played in early access, it's more Hades, which is fantastic, incredible. But yeah, Claire just feels like unlike anything else that has launched this year. It took a very beloved genre and just kind of did their own thing with it. And like they swung for the fences in so many places. And I can't think of a place where it faltered. There's nitpicks here and there, of course, but like game rocks. And I'm so happy I saw it through to the end, or quote unquote to the end. I need to go back and do some cleanup, but yeah.
Okay, Mike, what is this last game you have here?
Mega.
Oh, are y'all not on the Megabonk train? Come on.
I'm so happy you're mentioning
Megabonk?
Oh, yeah.
I only played, I don't know, maybe like hour and a half. I only did like 2 or 3 runs. It is a Vampire Survivors inspired video game, but realized in 3D, the hot new mechanic here, the big innovation, you could jump. But man,
every game's better with jumping.
Yeah, dude.
I mean,
you put this style of game in 3D and you add a jump mechanic, and guess what?
Put a jump in Blueprints, and I would have been in parkour into that room. Okay,
dude. Megabonk is probably one of the better of the Survivors likes outside of Vampire Survivors. Like this game is talk about like ball pit or slats and daggers, like really getting its hooks in you. Megabonk has the sauce, and that's not a sentence I expected to say. It's funny, this has been all over my TikTok feed like for the past like 6 months or whatever. Just like development updates. Like he did a fantastic job, like just hooking folks in and keeping the community up to date and keep growing his following. I wholeheartedly did not expect Megabonk to blow up the way it did when it initially launched a couple weeks back. And like maybe it cooled down a little bit just because of everything else launching. Like I think Ball Pit probably stole a little bit of its thunder, but fuck, that's the story of 2025. But yeah, something I really want to go back to. If it wasn't for Ball Pit or what we're all assuming, Slots and Daggers, Megabonk would be my kind of just like, I don't really feel like getting too into something right now. Let me just sit on the couch with the Steam Deck and do a couple runs while watching some TV in the background. It's real good.
And there we go, everybody. With that, I believe that is the end of our episode. Let me double check the doc just in case. Yeah. That's the end of this week's Council. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. We're on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. The Indie Council has its own socials. Go check us out on Blue Sky at theindiecouncil.com. I have to, everyone get your cats out before the end. Everyone get the creatures that have been keeping us.
Oh, it looks so cute. Hurry,
babies.
Like he hates this.
Oh my gosh. But this session is closed. Go play some indies.
Yay.